Hey, what's good, y'all? What it do? Welcome back to Get Tactical. It's your boy, your player partner, DZ. Alright, y'all. Now, this is the first of many. It's a car video. You know, I think I'm going to call it Drive-By Talk or some shit like that. Drive-Bys with your boy, DZ. But, yeah, man, it's the first of many. So, on these car episodes, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more raw with you guys, you know, a little bit more interesting, you feel me? First of all, go ahead, drop a like on this video, share it, tell your friends, all that good stuff, tell your mama, because we going up. All right, now, today's video is inspired by a topic we had at work, okay? Now, shout out to my boy Eric if you're watching this. What it do, player? All right, so we talking about, well, first of all, let me break down the situation, what happened, okay? So, my buddy tells me a story, right? It's about this guy. I don't know his name, but we'll call him Paul, okay? Paul, he bought two Rolex watches. I think it was off of Facebook Marketplace. Some online person he met, right, claiming to have real Rolex watches, right? He bought two of them for $10,000 a piece, right? So the guy Paul meets up with the online scammer. Really, he's a scammer, but he meets up with him, buys the two watches, and then the guy Paul takes those watches to go get him appraised. Upon him getting those appraised, he finds out those watches are fake. Ugh. So, what the fuck? The guy Paul, obviously pissed off, right? Feeling like he's the victim, you know, he goes back to the guy. And he's like, hey, you know what? These watches are fake, man. I need my money back. And the scammer guy, he's like, oh, I'm basically telling him you're not getting shit back. Basically, you know, that's what he said. He didn't say those words, but he basically told him you're not getting shit back. And the guy Paul, our quote-unquote good guy, pulls out his gun. He's like, you're gonna give me my money back. You know, rightfully so. You know, I'm pretty sure anybody who just got scammed out of $20,000, I'm pretty sure anybody would be mad enough to pull out their gun, right, and demand their money back. You know, rightfully so. He got scammed, right? So you think. So the scammer ends up getting scared, saying that he fears for his life, calls the police, and guess what happens? Police get there, show up, and do all their research, right? Do all their investigation, and then come to find out, who do you think that they arrest? They don't arrest our good guy Paul, right? They arrest no. They don't arrest the scammer. My bad, mixed up. They don't arrest the scammer, which we think, you know, rightfully so. They arrest our good guy. I don't know his name, but like I said, we're gonna call him Paul. They arrest him. You know, my coworker was saying, like, man, is that right? Is he in the wrong? And basically, I explained to him what I'm explaining to you guys. You know, you can't just pull out your firearm, guys. That's called brandishing, okay? Brandishing is illegal. If you pull your gun, if you just pull up your shirt to show it, you know, if you, I think some states, too, even if you're just saying, I have a gun and I'll shoot you, you know, if you're acting like you have a gun, you may not even have a gun, like, you can still get in trouble for that. But basically, guys, that's brandishing, right? And that's the topic of today's video. We don't need to be pulling our guns out for no reason, okay? That's brandishing. Now, I see a lot of people, you know, on these videos, you know, out in society that think, oh, yeah, I got a gun. That's going to be it. All I got to do is flash it, right? But you guys don't understand that majority of the time, you having a firearm, you can get in trouble by showing it, right? And ultimately, you could be furthermore escalating the situation further than it has to be, okay? Remember that, guys. You can't just pull your firearm because you're mad, you know, because whatever, right? You guys got to remember, okay? When you're handling a firearm or when you're carrying, that firearm has to be your last option, okay? And even with that, you got to make it so, you know, there was no other way for you to get out of that situation besides you using a firearm, okay? You guys don't understand, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, when there's a situation that happens and you have to shoot somebody in self-defense, a lot of people think that, oh, that's it. You know, I just shot somebody in self-defense, I was in the right, and then that's it, it's over with. Really, in all reality, that's the beginning. You know, and it really happens, the beginning is really before that. You know, what steps did you take to de-escalate that situation before you had to shoot them? You know what I mean? You guys got to start thinking like that. Your firearm really should be your last option. You know, I was telling my coworker, you know, he could have did so many other things. He could have walked away first. He could have get the cops involved, you know, maybe suing him. You know, granted, for one, the guy shouldn't have been buying a watch, a Rolex watch, you know, off of Facebook Marketplace or online. You know, granted, if it was real, yeah, that may be a good deal, but man, you could have at least brought an expert with you, you know, or at least met him up at a jewelry shop or something. Try to have some other way, you know, so that way you don't get scammed. You know, that's number one. And then number two, you can't just pull your firearm. You know, you can't just do that. You know, a lot of people think that you can. Even if he was in the right, quote unquote, he could have been in the right in our eyes, right? Because he just got scammed out of $20,000. But you can't just do that. You're gonna go to jail if somebody calls the cops. You know, and that's just like, you know, some of these road rage incidences. And I want to make another video about road rage coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But even when it comes to these road rage situations, right? Somebody may cut you off, or I've heard about situations where somebody was cut off, right? And then the person that was cut off pulls his firearm and is like threatening them like that, you know, maybe not pointing it at him, but showing it, pulling it out, showing it, shit like that. And the other person calls the cops, and then the person who got cut off goes to jail, shit like that. Like, you can't just pull your firearm, guys. You have to be, at least in the state of Arizona, I'm pretty sure that's all across the board. You can't brandish your firearm like that. You can go to jail quick, you know. There was another situation that happened. Somebody was telling me, and it's a real person that it happened to. She was telling me she was coming out of the store, and as she was walking past the car, a car was backing up, and it almost hit her, right? She says to the guy, hey, what the heck, man? You see me, I'm with my kid right here. You almost ran both of us over. He tells her, shut the fuck up, bitch. And he pulls out his gun and he points it at her. And then she just froze because she was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. That's never happened before, right? And then thankfully, he just got in his car and he drove away, right? But I told her right there, she called me and was telling me what was going on. And I told her, I'm like, look, you need to fucking call the police. She was like, well, but I don't want to get them in, I don't want to get in trouble. And you're not going to get in trouble. First of all you got to do is say, this is what happened. This guy just pulled his firearm on me and he showed it to me. I feel like he's going to shoot me, you know, because I told her, what happens, you know, thank God he drove away, first of all. But I was telling her on the phone, what are you going to do if he decides to turn back around and shoot you to kill you? Because that has happened out here in Arizona. You know, thank God he didn't. But that just goes to show you, if the police would have showed up, at least they would have had a description of his vehicle, you know, and then when they would have got there, they would have arrested him, you know, because they would have, you know, sir, do you have a firearm? He would have said yes, or maybe he would have said no. They probably would have searched the car and then found it, right? And then it probably would have went to some legal stuff, you know, maybe if they had cameras to see that, hey, he did in fact pull a firearm on you and showed it to you and threatened you with that. Yeah, you can't do that shit, guys. So, man, I wanted to make a short video. You know, I'm trying not to get too long-winded on this. I want to make these car videos like maybe 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, you know, depending on the topic. But yeah, no brandishing. Y'all can't do that shit, man. This ain't the movies, you know, and it ain't the hood, you know. Even if you're in the hood, if you brandish it to the wrong person and they call the cops, you're getting in trouble, buddy. That's that, you know. Now, I don't know if there's anybody out there who knows laws in their state, but I'm pretty sure that brandishing of a firearm carries over all across the board. You can't just pull your gun out to show it, you know. Maybe, I mean, in a threatening manner, absolutely not. You know, if you're just showing somebody what your gun looks like, yeah. But if you're like, hey, motherfucker, I'll shoot you, pulling out your gun, yeah, you're gonna go to jail, bucko. Ain't no kidding around that, for real. But anyway, y'all, that's it from your boy. Hope y'all liked the video. It's a lot of good knowledge in there. A lot of people don't know that, you know, you're not allowed to just brandish it, you know. Even if somebody, and that's another important part right there. Even if somebody is threatening you, right? You're allowed to say I have a firearm, but you can't just pull it out, you know, and just be like, back the fuck up, you know, because in a way that's, I mean, depending on stand your ground law, you know, but I was always told that you're not even supposed to do that. You know, the reason why you use your firearm in self-defense is because that was the last option. You know, the aggressor made you feel that you're in imminent danger, you know. And I guess if you're pulling your firearm, you know, and you have time to think about it, like, hey, I'll shoot you, get back. If you have that, you know, space and window and opportunity to either leave or de-escalate the situation, then I think that's when, you know, brandishing takes an effect. And like, you know, proving your case, whether it was self-defense or just, you know, straight up manslaughter or murder. You know, it's a lot of stuff to think about, guys. So, you know, start to unpack that, you know, going along with your training, right? And really, your firearm should be your last option when it comes to self-defense, because that's what it is. You know, the person gave you no other option. He kept following you, kept attacking you. One thing I was saying, in some of these situations, you know, my coworker was like, man, well, what would you do? When is it a perfect time to, you know, pull your gun? That may be on another video, because that's a lot to unpack, you know. But just start getting in your mind, guys. You know, you can't just pull your gun and use it like that. You can't just pull it and show it like that, really. And that's another video. I probably said it already, but I do want to make a video, another part 2, on why people don't need guns, you know, because aggressors, man, we don't need aggressive people like that don't think, you know, that really make situations worse. We don't need those type of gun owners. We need responsible gun owners who think, you know, man, and all that good stuff. So that's it for me. That's my little 2 cents. Went a little bit overboard, 13 minutes, but see if we can trim that down. All right, it's your boy, man. Go ahead and drop a like on this video. Stay tuned for more car videos on the way. More drive-by topics. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. Drive-by topics with your boy DZ. But anyway, all right, man. Y'all stay vigilant out there. Stay strapped, and most of all, keep training. Keep training, y'all. And first, also, let me also say thank you to everybody out there that has been sharing, interacting in the comments. Overall, everything helps your boy out for this channel. Like the video, share it, subscribe. Catch me on the next one. Peace.